do you know where most of your suffering comes from? Most of your suffering comes from caring too much. Caring too much about the things that are happening around you, caring too much about other people's opinions and perspectives. So this video is gonna help you to get into how to not care about these things anymore. So I decided to make this video into two parts. The first part is why you care so much about these things, and the second part is about how to not care about these things and how I learned to not care about these things. So let's get started into part one. Where does our caring stem from? Our caring stems from the three basic needs every human has. So the first need is the need for control. The second need is the need for assurance, and the third need is the need for consistency. So basically, the need for control is about the things that we want to control in life, like knowledge we gather, food, water supply, a home, wealth and power. These are things that we as humans want to be able to control, and we care so much about these things, and we notice if something is going wrong. We notice this inside of us. This is also the same reason why we tend to try to control other people's opinions on us by people pleasing. This also brings us to the second point that mostly negatively impacts the mental health of people: the need of acceptance and connection. This is because evolution has hardwired us that we basically are in need of other people back then to survive, because as humans we couldn't do a lot of stuff alone. Even though we don't need it anymore, we still strive for the connection to other people. Also, we want to have those connections, and we want to be attractive to other people, to build connections and to have a chance in reproduction. This is why we have a problem to be alone, or most of us have a problem to be alone and to do stuff alone. If we spend a lot of time alone, we tend to have the feeling of not fitting in or not belonging somewhere. If we spend a lot of time alone, it changes something in our head, because we feel disconnected to the people around us and the world around us. And we as humans want to be connected to other people and want to be connected to the world around us. Also, one of the most important things is we want to understand ourselves. So, this is the reason why we understand emotions and stories better than facts and numbers. Thirdly, our need of consistency. Our need of consistency shows the support of the first 2 points. The only way we notice that we have this need is the absence of consistency. So if we aren't in control or we can't connect, we need our life to be consistent. This is that it is easy controllable, and that we know what happens next. If we can't predict what's happening, it makes us care more. This also explains why we are drawn to the uncertain or to the mystery. I also want to add a big point that emphasizes and strengthens these three needs. At least in our Western culture, our society is set up to overvalue status and visuals, and this is more or less that what supports these three needs, that we basically have a stronger push towards those, and that we don't really care anymore about what's really important in the world. So before we come to the second part, I want to quote a great philosopher. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life is determined through the quality of your thoughts." Also, this visual I put here helps you to understand why you shouldn't care about a lot of things, or why you shouldn't stress about a lot of things that you personally care a lot about. This helps you day to day with day-to-day things if you just basically use this and act accordingly. So let's get into part 2 and look at how to get back on track. So the second part is, how can we stop caring? Understanding why we care so much about these things that we really shouldn't care about is the first step to get back on track. It is very important, so you first of all have to be aware. When you are aware of those things, you can catch yourself caring too much, and then you can start checking again which of the 3 needs isn't fulfilled and what you can do about that to get these needs fulfilled. This doesn't help completely. It just helps to cope better with how it is. So what we need to do is to get a new mindset and change our view about life. This is what I have adopted. A new outlook on life. Doing what you love, being successful, helping, connecting people. Whatever it is, for you. All while you make a living of it. When I catch myself caring too much, insignificant my problems are in the greater scheme of things. Our lives are too short to stress about those things that are not in our power to change, and everything isn't permanent. The impermanence of things is the only permanent and consistent thing we have in our world. So the opinions of other people don't really matter, because in the end we're gonna end up at the same place. It's not about how much you had in your life, rather it's about how much you lived your life. So if you go out, have fun, and other people say, like, look at you funny and say shit, you shouldn't care about their opinions. Just do what you want. Because in the end of the day, you can't please those people, and honestly, you shouldn't. You should just do your thing. Because nothing is permanent, so you shouldn't overvalue other people's opinions or the stuff that happened to you in the past or that was bad, because it's over. It doesn't matter in the greater scheme. Be the person that you want to be in your mind, like in your head. You envision a great person and be that person. So guys, if this video helped you or you got educated by this video, please leave a like and subscribe, because this will help my channel grow and helps me to spread this message. Ironically, I care about your opinions, what you think. So it would be nice if you could write comments about that, what you think about, or your opinions on that kind of thing. So I say, see ya in the next video.